Hi everyone, welcome to our webinar session today on Grow Your Business Internationally with eTrade 2.0 program. Now, thank you for spending your time with us today wherever you may be, and this webinar is brought to you by Payoneer. So my name is Philip, I'll be your host and moderator for today. I'm leading the partnerships activities in the Southeast Asia region for Payoneer, and I'm currently based in Singapore. So just to give a little bit of a snapshot of who Payoneer is. Now, Payoneer is the world's go-to partner for digital commerce. So from borderless payments to boundless growth, Payoneer promises any business in any market the technology, connections, and confidence to participate and flourish in the new global economy. Now, since 2005, we have been powering growth for customers ranging from aspiring entrepreneurs in emerging markets to the world's leading brands like Airbnb, Amazon, Google, Upwork, Walmart, and eBay. So with the partnerships team, we actually develop strategies and identify opportunities across the region for collaboration within the payment ecosystem. Now, today we are privileged to have with us four distinguished speakers with us from Matrade, eBay, DHL Express, and Axis. And what they will be sharing today will be on the landscape of e-commerce and hopefully provide you with some tips and guides in scaling your business globally. Now, we are going to have a Q&A/panel discussion towards the end of the session, but you can already start to send in your questions during the presentation, and we will try to address as many of them as possible. So you would be familiar with the Zoom portal, and you would see a Q&A tab at the bottom of the screen. So please write your questions in it at any point of the presentation. Now, we have a lot to cover today, so without further ado, first I would like to welcome Mr. Atwa Asmil from Matrade. Now, Atwa is currently the Assistant Manager in the Program Unit eTrade under the Digital Trade section of Matrade. Amongst his responsibilities in the unit are encouraging the participations of Malaysian company in international e-commerce, promoting the eTrade program to Malaysian companies, and managing the applications and enquiries with regards to the eTrade program. So today he will be sharing with us how you can accelerate your exports with eTrade program 2.0. So Atwa, if you may, please take it away.
All right, thank you very much, Philip, for the kind introduction. Let me just share my slide. Just a few. All right. All right. So as introduced by Philip, my name is Adwa, and I'm from the Digital Trade section of Matrade. And today I'll be sharing about eTrade Program 2.0 and also briefly about Matrade, the organization. All right, so first and foremost about Matrade. So for those that are not familiar with us, we are the National Trade Promotion Organization of Malaysia under the Ministry of International Trade and Industry (MITI), where we have been tasked to promote Malaysian products and services to the world. In terms of physical offices, our HQ is in KL, in Jalan Duta, but we also have 5 regional offices. Should you not be around Klang Valley area, you can always, if you are in the northern region, you can visit our office in Penang. We also have one in Kuala Terengganu that covers the East Coast. We have one in Johor that covers the southern region as well as Singapore. We have one in Kuching and also another one in Sabah in KK. All right, so should you not be able to make it here, you can always drop by our regional offices that are closest to you. And on top of that, we also have 46 trade offices overseas. So 34 of them are the proper trade offices, whereas 12 are marketing offices. So for the 34 trade offices, we have Malaysian offices, Matrade offices that are stationed in that respective countries. And for the marketing offices, we have the local hirees that we hire to promote Malaysian products through that specific region or specific country. So should you have any inquiry that requires on-the-ground information about any of these markets, feel free to contact our trade commissioners. Their email addresses are on our website. Just introduce yourself. What does your company do, and what do you need their assistance about? All right, so on to the next one. So Matrade essentially have four main core functions, which are export promotion, exporters development, providing trade and market information, and providing trade advisory services. As for me, I'm in the exporters development side of things. All right, so adapting to the new norms. So basically, much like any other organization, Matrade is also affected by COVID in all of its variants. So from doing things almost purely physically, we moved to the digital space. So we have virtual B2B meetings instead of physical meetings. So now we arrange meetings between Malaysian sellers. Most of them are our members, and foreign buyers that has been vetted by our trade commission services through online platforms such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, so on and so forth. We also participate and even organize virtual exhibitions. The most recent one that we had is Mihas 2021, where it is a fully virtual exhibitions and first time we ever did it. We also have My Export. It's a sort of a portal slash app where we use it to disseminate market intelligence and any other market relevant materials to our Matrade members. The materials are provided and vetted through, of course, by our trade commissioners overseas. And of course, there's webinars. Before this, we almost always have physical training sessions, seminars, workshops, so on and so forth. But due to the inability for us to move around and for people to gather, so we moved to webinar, like the one we did today, to engage our exporters. And of course, going forward with the realization of the rulings and so on, we are looking forward to have a more if not a fully physical, perhaps a hybrid kind of thing for trainings and seminars. And of course, we provide trade clinics and virtual trade advisories, the physical ones as well. All right, so before I go any further, I would like to take this opportunity to encourage those of you here that have not yet become a Matrade member to be a Matrade member today. Registration is free. You can just go to our website, go to For Malaysian Exporters, and then choose our online services and go to online applications. And then you can choose register as Matrade member. Like I mentioned, registration is free. There's no monthly fees or whatnot. And you got a lot of benefits. And I'll touch on a few of them in my later slides. But as my previous slides mentioned, whenever we have a online business meeting, so whenever we receive inquiries from foreign buyers, we will almost likely go to our members database first before we venture outside to look for matching sellers. All right, so these are some of our customized programs that we have in Matrade under the Exporters Development division. So we have first is the mid-tier companies development program. So this one is specific for companies that we categorize as a mid-tier. So mid-tier is your company is bigger than SME, so meaning you have more than 50 million ringgit in annual revenue, but not quite yet a large company. So your revenue is still less than 500 million ringgit. So this puts you in this mid-tier companies category, and we have a customized program for mid-tier companies to enhance their export growth capabilities and global competitiveness. We also have a segmentized export development program. It's a targeted 3-year handholding program. So we segmented it into Bumiputera, Women and Youth. We also work with SME Bank and SME Corp for business export program and Galgan Export Bumiputera. And we also work with Raju for Bumiputera Initiative for Globalization. In light of the recent focus on sustainability and those kind of areas, so we also have Exit, a newly established unit that looks into capacity building program promoting sustainability and inclusiveness through collaboration with the export ecosystem stakeholders. And on top of the customized programs, we also have export facilitation, or in simpler terms, grants. So these three are the main grant givers of Matrade. So we have eTrade, where I'm in. I'm going to talk in details about eTrade in the next few slides. We also have MDG, I would say the most famous grant in Matrade, the Market Development Grant. It's a financial assistance to partly defray the cost of export promotion. There are lots of items that you can claim on MDG. I think for 2022, there are at least 5 of them. Of course, the most common one is if you go to overseas, you can claim, I think, if I'm not mistaken, up to 25,000 for MDG. We also have services export fund, which is specifically for Malaysian service providers for the purpose of exporting their services overseas to the foreign clients. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, we have seminars and workshop. Not so much in terms of physical seminars, not so much for the past 2 years, but we have tons of webinars. And of course, we also have our annual National Export Day. Over the past 2 years, we call it the E-National Export Day, where we held it 100% virtually. All right, so that's pretty much it about Matrade. So I'm going to talk about the eTrade Program 2.0 and specifically the onboarding scheme. So what is eTrade Program 2.0? eTrade Program 2.0 is actually a continuation of a previous program called eTrade Program that started back in 2014 up until 2020. So that particular program ended in line with the end of the 11th Malaysia Plan. So under the 12th Malaysia Plan, we have been approved to continue the program with enhancement and rename it as eTrade Program 2.0. So eTrade Program 2.0 has two objectives. The first one is to kickstart and accelerate exports through participation in international e-commerce platforms. And the second one is to assist Malaysian SMEs that are already in these platforms to have a valuable and sustainable presence on these particular platforms through activities such as digital marketing, e-commerce training, online promotion, so on and so forth. So to achieve these two objectives, we have two financial schemes. So the first scheme is we call the onboarding scheme. So for the onboarding scheme, it's for 5,000 ringgit. I'll go into details in the next few slides. And then we also have the digital marketing and training scheme, or in short, DMT scheme. So DMT scheme is for companies to undertake any digital marketing activities and or attending e-commerce training program that are related to exports only. So for example, it's digital marketing. If you want to use ads, you must make sure the ads are targeting foreign buyers. Like for example, if you're in eBay, you want to buy some keywords or eBay ads, then you can use it under this particular scheme. All right. Before I go into deep about the onboarding scheme, let me just share a bit about the eligibility criteria of the eTrade program. So first and foremost, the company must be registered with SSM. So for eTrade specifically, we are open not to just senior brand company, but also to enterprises, PLTs, and so on, as long as you're registered with SSM. We are also open to Koperasi. They are registered with SKM Suruhanjaya Koperasi Malaysia. If you are a student brand company, you just make sure that you are a Malaysian company where you have at least 60% Malaysian ownership. As for your products, your product must be made in Malaysia. So if you are a manufacturer, it's pretty straightforward. You're good to go. If you are a trading company, you must make sure your supplier is supplying you with Malaysian-made products. For the size of companies that are eligible, your company must be an SME. So if you are a manufacturing company, you must earn less than 50 million ringgit. If you're a trading company, you earn less than 20 million ringgit. Or you can also look at the number of full-time employees. Manufacturing less than 200, trading less than 75. These two are just the general criteria. There are a few other criteria as well that define an SME. So we follow the criteria by SME Corp. You can look it up online. Just Google SME Corp, SME definition. So we follow that one to a T. And then additional criteria is that, of course, this also tie in with being a Matrade member. For all grants in Matrade, company must be a Matrade member first. So of course, you must be a registered Matrade member. You must subscribe to our My Export portal, and you have undertaken the ERAT test. So ERAT is short for Export Readiness Assessment Test. So this particular test or set of questionnaires, where through your answers, you can measure at what level you are at in terms of exporting, whether you are a beginner, intermediate, expert, and so on. But regardless of your score, you can still apply. So there's no harm, no foul there. So just do the ERAT test and then register with Matrade member. And then another one is that eTrade 2.0 is only open for companies with physical products or merchandise. So service providers are not eligible for this program. For onboarding scheme specifically, companies must be in operation for at least 6 months. So if you have just open up your company last week, you're still not eligible yet. So at least 6 months, and then you're good to go. And then currently, your company must also have not received the previous equity incentive from 2014 until 2020. Okay. All right, for the onboarding scheme. So in essence, it covers generally two things. So the first one is listing fee or onboarding fee or subscription fee for one or multiple platforms with a maximum of 1 year subscription. And then the second one is that any activities related into onboarding or joining that particular platform. Let's say, for example, you're joining eBay. So you also want to claim for maybe photography services for the products when you put on eBay, the shipping to the warehouse that you use to store and ship your products that you sell on eBay, or the warehouse that you rent for the purpose of your eBay listed product. As long as it is related to your listing, then we can consider it. And of course, likewise, you also have these platforms also have their appointed channel partners, whereas in this case, there's the likes of Axis, where Axis provides you with a cover-all package where everything is included. So you don't have to worry about claiming for specific items. So any specific items, so you just take that particular package, everything's covered under the package, just pay for the package and claim under eTrade. Okay, just a short note here. Currently the only requirement for e-commerce platform is that that particular platform must be a cross-border, meaning that by joining that platform, you as a Malaysian seller will be able to sell overseas. Of course, the closest example that I can give today is of course eBay, where if you join eBay, you can sell to the US, to Europe, and so on and so forth. Okay, so the onboarding scheme is a direct claim application, meaning that you will have to pay the e-commerce platform or the service provider first. And once you are there, then only then you claim. So the steps are here. All right. So these are the simple flow of how to apply for the onboarding scheme. So first, you have to register as a Matrade member first, complete your ERAT test, and then subscribe to our My Expert portal. And once you are already a Matrade member, you can start to onboard the e-commerce platform of your choice. So let's say for the purpose of today, you wanted to join eBay through Axis. So you can join Axis at this point. Also at this juncture, if you need to double check whether or not your company meet the criteria that I mentioned before, just to ensure that you will get your claim, you can always go to our website, www.matrade.gov.my/en/etrade, and check back the criteria that I mentioned before. All the criteria are also in that particular website. Just go there, double check. And if you show your company meets the criteria, you can proceed to pay the service provider or the e-commerce platform. So once you have paid them, you receive your invoice, your receipt, and your particular company, your product listing is already live on the platform. And then you can apply for onboarding scheme. Just go to the same website, www.matrade.gov.my/en/etrade. You go to the application and claim procedure tab and click apply now. So that will redirect you to our application system, where you will need to complete some information requested and upload the corresponding documents. So as for the information part, there's not much left for you to fill in. Most of them are extracted from the Matrade membership database where you registered earlier. But we still need just a bit, 3 or 4 more column for you to fill in. And then you'll need to upload the some documents to verify the criteria. Once everything is good, we have looked at your documents, we have reviewed your documents, your applications, so on, and we approve it. So the approved amount will be disbursed to your company's bank account. Right. So this one is in general for almost all of Matrade grants. So we do require you guys to provide feedback to us. For eTrade specifically, we're probably going to do this in the method of annual online survey. This is first is to measure the effectiveness of the program, whether or not it really helps national SMEs in exporting through e-commerce. And through the data that we get from this particular feedback, we can use it to come up with a recommendation to the central agencies, to the government for future enhancements of this particular program, in which in turn will benefit you guys, the national SMEs, in the future. Usually we don't require much. We usually only need actual export sales. You mentioned on the platform that you join, the name of the countries that you exported to, the products that you're exporting, and whether or not you release or resubscribe to the platform that you joined before. And don't worry, all information will be kept strictly confidential. If we were to publish our findings, we'll publish it in an aggregated manner. So we just lump sum figure of how many companies join, how many the total, what is the total sales, how many countries penetrated, so on and so forth. So we will not share line by line company details to anyone else. All right, so these are the documents that you'll need to upload in the system when you're applying for your reference as well. Okay, right. And then these are some of our success stories. So throughout the eTrade programs since the start of it up until last year, so there are a lot of companies that have achieved many kinds of successes. So some managed to become first-time exporters, never exported before, but joined eTrade and then they managed to become exporter. Some managed to penetrate new markets. They've been exporting mostly regionally throughout to our neighbors. But through the e-commerce platforms that they join, they managed to penetrate new markets that they didn't even target in the first place. More than 40 markets penetrated through the companies in our program, not just traditional markets like the US, China, Japan, ASEAN, and Europe. Of course, there are a lot of companies that manage to sell that as well. But we also got companies that manage to sell to new markets, the likes of Bhutan, Armenia, Panama, Papua New Guinea, Mauritius, Pacific Islands, and so on and so forth. So these the kind of markets that companies don't really target, but I mean they got the inquiries or the orders anyway on their platforms and they just fulfill it, and turns out to be genuine, and then they have been establishing a good relationship with their partner and currently consistently exporting to those countries. Okay, and that's about it. So this is my current team. So my boss, deputy director, is Encik Faizal Izani, and then there's myself. There's also my two colleagues, Mr. Husni, who's in charge of the digital marketing and training scheme specifically, and Mr. Naim, who is in charge of the onboarding scheme specifically. So should you have any scheme specific inquiries, feel free to drop an email to either Mr. Naim or Mr. Husni based on which scheme you want to know more about, or you can just of course contact me. Should you plan to come to visit us, we are at level 15 East Wing of Matrade at Jalan Setaja Shah, Kuala Lumpur. And that's it from me. Do follow Matrade on our social media. We are on Facebook at Matrade HQ, Twitter at Matrade, Instagram at Matrade_HQ, LinkedIn at Matrade, and YouTube at Matrade. Thank you so much, and I'll pass it back to Philip. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Edward. Thanks for the very useful sharing. So to all our participants, please remember to submit your questions if you have any for Edward from Matrade. He will be staying with us till the end of the Q&A session at the end to address any questions that you guys may have. So now up next, I would like to invite Ms. Leong Lei Jin, the Head of Business Development and Partnership for eBay Malaysia. Now, Ms. Leong's expertise lies in onboarding, training, and formulating go-to-market strategies for Malaysia SMEs with zero cross-border experience to become eBay top sellers within 12 months. And today, she'll be sharing with us how to connect your business to the world 24/7 with eBay. So, Lei Jin, please take it away.
Thanks, Philip, for the introduction. Let me share my screen. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Lei Jing. I'm from eBay, leading Malaysia Business Development and Partnership team. So today I'm going to talk about connecting your business to the world and how do you go global 24/7 with us. So before I start, I'm going to show you guys a video of 3 sellers that we have managed to onboard and help them to succeed for from 2020.
With eBay, global IT is able to move into international market without opening any physical store.
eBay Account Manager 来接触我们，叫我们加入这个 eBay 平台， 所以在这个疫情下，我们的生意不是在做马来西亚，甚至可以做到外国，甚至 America、Australia 我都拿到很多顾客。
COVID-19 has badly affected my business. That's, I think, a point where you realize how important to have your business, no matter how old it is, to actually have ID. And I think the future, it's all about e-commerce. And if you don't adapt to it, you're going to lag behind.
Global IT is global 24/7.
Kedai jam 1 is global 24/7.
Vingolf is global 24/7.
Okay, so we are all badly affected by the COVID-19 pandemic since 2020, and throughout these 2 years, we have seen the tremendous growth in e-commerce, and we have seen multiple reports coming from CNBC, UN News, Fox that says that e-commerce is no longer just an option for retail. We should have shifted our mindset to think that e-commerce is really the way to go, and COVID-19 pandemic has effectively accelerate the shift of e-commerce by 5 years. So if you look back in Malaysia, we also see that there's a very strong e-commerce growth where in 2019 and 2020 alone, we have more than 1 in 3 Malaysians actually came online for services for the first time, and 92% of those consumers mentioned that they will continue to use at least one digital service post COVID-19. We have also seen the economic growth in Malaysia. That's a huge jump from 2019 to 2020, and we are foreseeing the growth to continue all the way to 2050. And let's look bigger into the world's largest consumer markets in the United States. So we have seen the jump of e-commerce sales in 2019 to 2020, that's over 44%. And at the same period of time, the growth of retail sales is actually, it's only at a single digit growth at 6.9%. So we have also seen the incremental in the web penetration. So all in all, these statistics shows us that, e-commerce is really the focus in the future. And we should all, start to shift our mindset to think towards, expanding our retail sales towards e-commerce. Let's look into other markets like United States. We have also seen a huge surge in the share of e-commerce sales, as well as the retail turnover that's actually declining. So all in all, it's really never a better time for us to go global now. If we look at Malaysia population alone, we only have 32 million population. But if we look into the world, right, which has 7.8 billion populations, we have 10 times the populations from Malaysia in United States, almost twice the population in United Kingdom, and 3 times the population in Germany and Australia combined. So with the support from the likes of agencies like Matrade that's giving out all the grants to the SMEs, we are really strongly seeing that this is really a good time for the resellers, businesses to expand to online, to expand not just in Malaysia alone but to global. So just give a little bit more details of eBay. What makes eBay's difference? So we have established, founded by our founder in 27 years ago. And when our founders actually founded the company, right, the first thing, his mantra is always that, we want to be a partners to our sellers. We want to create a platform that empower economic opportunities to all, for sellers to sell freely on the platform, and for buyers to purchase without, without any bad consequences on our platform. So we never compete with our sellers. So you see that there are other platforms out there where they source for the similar kind of products and sell on the platform under the marketplace brand itself. In eBay, we do not do that. We only win when the sellers succeed. Right, we also have a global reach of 154 million active buyers in 190 countries, and 51% of the businesses of the sellers from eBay are outside of the US. get it closer to Malaysia, we have a local support business unit in Malaysia. We have a customer service teams that's operating from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock Malaysia time. We also have, my teammates in business team that have, create localized programs to help our sellers to grow on eBay itself. So we are not the eBay you think, if you have heard of eBay from maybe 10 or 20 years ago, you might, still have the mindset that eBay is a platform where people only go there to sell off auction stuff, sell off used items that they do not want in the garage, right? We are no longer that. Over the past 27 years, we have evolved, and now we have 1.5 billion live listing on the platform alone, and 79% of the items sold are brand new, with 90% of the transactions are fixed price, which this translates to, as a seller, you can determine the price point of the item that you want to sell and list it directly on eBay. We also have a global reach like no others. So we have more than 9,000 Malaysian sellers on eBay alone, and 77% of them sells to customers outside of Malaysia. And in 2020, our top Malaysian sellers generates a GMV of 34 million US dollar just solely from eBay platform alone. And that's about 120 million Malaysian ringgit in just a year. So this is like a reach that no other platform will be able to give you apart from eBay. So if you look at the type of inventories that sells in eBay, right, across different countries, you will see that we have item as small as sports training cards, a watch, makeup product that sells within 1 to 7 seconds across US and UK. We have also seen the sales of very, very bulky item or car or truck parts, car parts or accessories that sells really well in United Kingdom, Germany, and Australia. So all in all, our platform is not just for sellers with items that's low weight, it's actually a cross size of all weights and size profiles. So as long as you can ship it, you can sell it on eBay. Next, I'm going to emphasize a bit on our platform, where we are one platform that extends both B2B, business to business, and business to consumer. So eBay is known in the overseas that we have very strong B2B categories, such as for automotive parts and accessories, motorcycle parts, car, trucks, and parts, as well as business and industrial kind of equipment like healthcare, lab and dental, electrical equipment components. All these actually have a very specific profile of buyers in the United States, in overseas, actually coming to eBay to shop, look exactly for these kind of items. We are also a very strong B2C platform. So in business to consumer wise, you have the options to sell as one piece to the consumer at one particular price point, or if you want to sell it as a lot to businesses, it can be done easily just by setting up your listing on eBay. So I want to showcase a profile of successful eBay sellers that we managed to onboard back in 2020 during the height of pandemic. So we have different profiles coming from brand owners of gaming peripherals, Techwear. They are based in Singapore, and we have manufacturers of wooden furnitures, Cosmo Living. We also have like brick and mortar retailer that started to shift their focus from retail to e-commerce. To global with eBay, Hotron Watch, which is actually featured in one of the first video that I showed just now. We also have resellers of automotive parts and accessories, Durian Bikers. So within 2 years that they have been with us, right, all these sellers have achieved tremendous success and growth in the revenue and GMV by selling to our big market like United States, United Kingdom, Australia. In these 2 years alone, when the sales on their retails or even their normal offline B2Bs actually goes lower. Okay, I'm going to show the video of one of our brand owner in Indonesia, Chamber Helmet.
Sebelum kami berjualan di eBay, lingkup pembeli dari internasional itu sangat sedikit. Namun setelah kami join dengan eBay, pembeli dari luar negeri itu bertambah, terutama di negara-negara yang sebelumnya belum pernah terjangkau. Saya memilih marketplace di eBay karena saya tahu eBay itu merupakan salah satu marketplace terbesar di dunia dan dalamnya itu banyak sekali pembeli dari luar negeri. Barang-barang yang kami jual di toko kami itu 100% adalah produk lokal, asli, dari mulai pembuatan hingga finishing itu semua dari tangan. Cara kami menentukan produk yang akan dijual di eBay itu pertama-tama kita berorientasi kepada tren di luar negeri saat ini. Kita melakukan research dan juga mencari referensi dari berbagai macam tempat dan dari situ kita membuat desain yang berbeda dari helm-helm yang lainnya. Awalnya saya merasa sangat kesulitan ya untuk berjualan di eBay karena banyak sekali pesaing-pesaing di luar sana yang berjualan helm sama seperti saya. Namun saya mendapatkan banyak support dan tips dari eBay. Sekarang saya dengan sangat mudah bisa berjualan dan mendapatkan keuntungan di eBay dan itu membuat saya sangat happy. Untuk saat ini, produk yang paling diminati oleh orang-orang luar negeri itu adalah tipe helm Draco, XSGP, dan juga Galaxy. Untuk saat ini, pengiriman terbesar untuk luar negeri itu adalah ke US, Prancis, serta Italia. Biasanya untuk pengiriman internasional kita menggunakan packaging yang lebih tebal karena kita menghindari rusaknya barang pada saat sampai tujuan. Saya saat ini berpartner dengan suami saya, dibantu oleh 7 orang lainnya. Mereka itu ada yang di bidang pengecatan, desain, molding, pengamplasan, padding, dan packaging. Tips dari saya untuk orang-orang yang baru akan memulai bisnisnya di eBay, jangan patah semangat, tetap fokus, tetap giat, dan jangan berhenti untuk berinovasi.
Okay, next I'm going to share a few tips on getting started on eBay. I think the first foremost things that as a seller to think about starting on eBay is that you will really need to find your competitive advantage, your target buyers with the suitable products at competitive pricing. Only knowing your competitive advantage, you will be able to determine which countries you want to go to, what type of products that you want to sell on eBay, instead of letting all maybe 1,000, 2,000 of SKUs directly on eBay itself. Right. Second is to really learn the optimized listing best practices and respond fast to your customers' inquiries. So different platforms will have different kind of algorithms to determine the search ranking of the product. So it's the same as eBay as well. We have a dedicated account manager that will be able to assist the sellers on learning the tips and tricks of listing best practices and start selling them. For manufacturers or retailers who prior to this do not have any online selling experience, I think it is really the time for you to digitalize your products and really find a scalable approach to listing, right? If you have a team to do so, what is the fastest way for you to put on your most competitive products on the platform to digitalize it? If you do not have the team to do so, looking for approach to really outsource the entire operations to China partners like Axis, or even other China partners that Matrade supports as well. Right. Last but not least, this is very, very important for global e-commerce trading, which is really find a reliable shipping providers that can help you ship to the item fast with full end-to-end track and trace. Right, because you are no longer selling to customers who walk into your store. Right, you are selling essentially to buyers from countries that's very, very far away. Right, how do you get that item in a very safe and fast manner to your customers, to actually get that good buyer experience that they can experience if they just purchase online from you? Those are very, very important tips and tricks that I would urge sellers, if you guys would want to join on eBay or even on any other online platform, right? This to really look into this 4 factors. Last but not least, I want to share a bit on eBay Business Sellers Program. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a team of business unit account managers actually stationed in Malaysia office, where we will handhold and support businesses sellers to start selling on eBay. So the requirement to join is very simple. If you have registered as a business with SSN, you have inventory on hand suitable for sales on eBay, minimum of 50 SKUs, and you can commit at least 1 personnel to attend trainings and sell full-time on eBay. You can apply to this program and join us. Right. Among the benefits of the program is the incremental of business level selling limits of 3,000 quantities from the get-go. You will have a dedicated account manager. We also partner up with multiple courier like DHL Express on giving out preferential shipping rates to ship internationally. On and off, we also have like insights and education webinars as well as incentives that we actually offer to our sellers. Right. I'm gonna end my presentation with a video of high value sellers from Singapore who have started selling on eBay 6 years ago.
The moment I open a packet, I feel a joy that, you can't really describe it. That's the feeling that I think a lot of card collectors chase. I was already collecting cards back when I was in secondary school, spending some of my pocket money on cards instead of food. What got me restarted about 5 to 6 years ago was actually a soccer card. I paid $100+ for it. I sold that card for about $400. That triggered that, hey, you can make money out of this as well. I was a sales director in my previous life. I've always wanted to have a business of my own, and I think eBay is probably one of the easiest way for you to get started doing it, because everything's at your own pace if you want to do. It really takes me out from my desk. I can be at work anywhere. I think the biggest change is the fact that I'm actually able to stay at home with my family. Some of the favorite parts of the week is actually opening packs of Pokemon with them, and that just makes my business a lot more exciting for me as well, and a lot more fun. I personally collect LeBron, nice looking shiny cards of LeBron. A LeBron rookie Topps Chrome Refractor rookie, which I actually bought on eBay. $2,000+ US. I'm actually listing it now for about $30,000. We've come up with a kind of system where we know where all the cards are. When you have thousands of cards and you are looking for a very specific one, you don't want to be looking through everything. I have to give credit to my wife. She's pro-organization. Yeah. I think there's nowhere else that you can get a more safe environment for you to sell and also buy than on eBay. It really helps the seller reach a worldwide market. Now it's so easy. I have shipping options that are at my fingertips as well. Most of them pick it up right from my doorstep. It made my life a lot easier and made selling a lot faster as well. The Seller Hub has been really awesome as well for me. I really love my numbers, and it's really wonderful helping me keep on track. eBay has been amazing. I've actually been able to, when I have my own business, I always wanted to, in the passion that I have in my own hobby, I can't think of changing it. It's exciting for me. The moment
Okay, with that, I end my presentation and pass it back to Philip. So if you guys want to contact me, I'm contactable at the email listed below, leileong@ebay.com. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Lei Jing. Thanks for that sharing. Up next, to get things moving, we have Miss Lo Swamin from DHL Express. So Swamin is the business development and e-commerce is one of her key focus areas. So she specializes in cross-border express shipping in both Malaysia and Brunei, and she provides customer consulting services that can help grow their business internationally. And this include customs and trade consultation, area and business development, as well as providing strategic planning consultation. So Swamin, please take it away.
Thank you, Philip, and thank you for the participants for joining the session. So just a quick introduction, like what Philip briefed you guys just now. So you can call me Swamin. I'm from the DHL Express Business Development Team, and today I will share with you on some e-commerce and also logistic insight and how DHL Express can help you on your e-commerce journey. So no further ado. So next is the first point I would like to share with you, or the first topic that I would like to touch on, is on getting your e-commerce flywheel spinning. So it's basically planned for your e-commerce journey. If say you are just about to start your e-commerce journey, or you already work doing some offline businesses, brick and mortar business model, and you are planning to start your e-commerce journey, it's a very good move for you to take in today's session, where we have eBay to guide you on how you can utilize e-marketplace to start the journey. Or if you would prefer to have your own web store, you also can reach out to the solution, the relevant solution provider to help you to develop the website itself. Yeah, and the next step is you will need to start to migrate your current customer from offline to online. You have to make e-commerce or the e-commerce sales channel as one of the essential sales channel for your business. And once your platform is ready, the next thing you will need to do is come out some promotional or loyalty programs to maintain or put a net on your customer base to make them become a regular or repeated customer. And how you can do it with e-marketplace, I believe in eBay there are some promotion manager where you allows you to create the promotion and also incentivize the buyer. So from the promotional and loyalty programs, it can produce data about your buyer on the buying behavior and also the buying pattern from your customer. And from there, you can better to craft out your selling strategy or your commercial strategy. And once you have the data on your e-commerce selling, you have to make e-commerce as a vital part of your business model. Meaning to say, e-commerce should be the essential part of your business where you have to align the business processes and team to scale, because e-commerce is a fast changing landscape or a place where for you to cope all the opportunity, you will need to review your current organization structure and utilize the specialists or the expertise and the resources within the company to in order to cope the e-commerce activity. And e-commerce is not the only way for you to do your business or for you to sell your product. And you should still have your other traditional e-commerce channel. But when we say e-commerce as an essential, meaning to say that you should make e-commerce as a platform to complement all your other sales channel. Here, meaning to say that e-commerce is a very good strategy to reduce your company sales administration work, where the salesperson are focused on adding value or giving the trade advice to your customer, where it can help you to boost your sales journey. And this flywheel will keep spinning. We advise to keep spinning this flywheel. So meaning to say that once you build up your platform, you come out some loyalty program, you get all your customer data, and you already make e-commerce as one of your essential business model as your company selling strategy, and it complement all other sales channel, and you keep optimizing it. You keep coming out new and new promotion or the loyalty program so that you can know and you can enhance your e-commerce selling journey. Yep. And for sure, e-commerce is the next industrial revolution. We all know about that, and especially this pandemic is really boosted or fasten the e-commerce opportunity or e-commerce activity in the world, right? So, what are the benefit for the e-commerce seller? First of all, definitely is increase the profit and price control. And I believe there are a lot of sellers that start moving into this e-commerce journey where can help them to increase the profit in terms of they can lowering their operating costs. Because in e-commerce, you can do it at any way. You don't need to have a fixed physical storefront to the customer. And also you have a better control on the price of selling in e-commerce. Yeah. And next will be sell without borders, because e-commerce is borderless. And when you are selling safe in eBay, it allow you to access to the buyer from worldwide. Your buyer is no longer limited in the particular country. That your buyer can maybe from US, Europe, or the other continent of the world. And also, if you are a brand owner or a manufacturer, you have a better brand control on for your product itself, because usually, or the traditional way for the manufacturer or the brand owner is, if you want to penetrating a new market, usually they will get a distributor in the particular country to expand the business opportunity over there, right? But with e-commerce, when you are representing your own brand in the new market, you have a better control how you can do the marketing activity, how you can present your brand or your product to the buyer in the particular country itself. And also better customer data. So I believe like eBay, even a marketplace, they have offer a seller hub, for example, for you to analyze your customer data, so that it allows you to collect the data about the buyer, and also it can build a stronger relationship, because e-commerce, the buyer can talk to you directly, even the buyer and seller is in two different places, and but still both parties can talk to each other, and also from there it can help to improve the relationship and also increase the sales. And for sure, there will be some challenges or barriers for e-commerce growth. The common challenges or the barriers is on the e-commerce, is on the digital first mindset. In e-commerce world, it's very important for the seller to have a digital first mindset. So mean to say that you will need to understand the changing business and supply chain landscape, and also know how to use the available digital tool out there. For example, Payoneer, the payment gateway, or like eBay, e-marketplace, to enhance or to advance or optimize your e-commerce selling journey, using the available digital tool to extend or boost or growth the e-commerce journey will be very helpful. And also customer experience. One key thing to make e-commerce different from the traditional way of selling is on the customer experience. Try to imagine that a buyer sitting at home purchase something from your store or from your website. They're actually expecting the similar buying experience or even better buying experience for compared to when they're going to the retail storefront to get the product itself. So customer experience or the buying experience is a key successful e-commerce portion or component for the buyer to continue or become a regular customer or repeat their orders. And for sure, as a seller, now when you are doing cross-border e-commerce, you will need to deal with custom and cross-border shipping, right? Because before that, maybe if say you are running a retail storefront, you only need to control on your inventory and then do some promotion and then get the buyer to come to your storefront. But now with e-commerce, and your buyer can come from everywhere, and you will need to arrange for the shipping and delivery to your customer, for the product to deliver to your customer doorstep. You will need to understand about the custom requirement. Is there any additional approval or paperwork required for the custom clearance, and also the duty and tax. How fast your customer can get the product from the point they place the order, and also how can you deal with if say any custom issue. Is there any different deliver option that you can offer to your customer? These are all the things that the e-commerce seller will need to take into account or take into consideration. And last is on the price and shipping. Because when you're doing the e-commerce selling, you will need to understand what is your product in the market price, in the global market price. And also you will need to come out a list of pricing strategy to sell your product through online channel. And also are you offering the free delivery or free shipping for your buyer, or you will actually absorb part of it and pass some to your buyer, or the buyer will pay for all the shipping fees. So these some challenges or some key note that the seller need to take into consideration when they're planning for their e-commerce journey. And from there, DHL Express, we would like to share with you some shipping and custom requirements in terms of cross-border shipping. Yeah, the first one will be packaging requirement. Why the packaging requirement play a very important role in close border shipping, because imagine that your buyer, they can only touch and feel the product when they receive the order, and your shipment or the product have to travel 1,000 kilometers away from one country, maybe from Asia to Europe to Africa, right? So you have to ensure that the packaging is covered all angle. It can be sustained until customer receive their order. If say you need more advice on packaging solution, in DHL Express we have worked with a few partner for the e-commerce packaging solution, where we can share their contact detail with you guys. And next is on the understanding country specific regulation. You have to very clear on if for say now your product want to go into US, is there any custom requirement? And the similar product, the same product, when it go to Europe or Australia, is it any different in terms of custom clearance? So you will need to know, take note that different country have different custom regulation, and you will need to do the pre-work before you start penetrating into a market. Yeah. So for sure, for this portion, DHL Express definitely we can help you. We can help you to do some pre-work to understand on the custom requirement at that particular country, even before you start shipping or start penetrating the particular country itself. And next is transit time. In e-commerce, it's very particular that the buyer actually looking for speed and convenience, because it's no point, right, if the buyer they can't get the thing fast and also in a very convenient way. But for this, they will just prefer to go to a retail store to get the product, right? So you have to ensure that the transit time is not too long, because it's a B2C buying, and it's not you can offer a different delivery option to the buyer, and also take into consideration on your transit time. Maybe you can also give some solution, if some express services, express delivery solution or standard delivery solution, and different type of delivery mode will be helpful for your e-commerce journey. And next is on the shipping document, like what I mentioned just now. Now you have to deal with a close border shipping. There will be certain shipping document is required for the custom clearance, because the shipment will travel from one country to the other country. The destination custom have to understand what is it about. So the two basic shipping document will be shipping label and also the commercial invoice. And if there are any additional paperwork or document required, the solution provider, or before you penetrate or before you shipping, you should take note on all that. And for sure, the marketplace requirement. Marketplace requirement is like how a certain marketplace they might have a rules that you have to do the pickup scan within how many days or within how many hours. So all this factors you have to take into consideration. And DHL Express, we can help you to scope all of this, and definitely we will work together like with the marketplace or some partners, for example eBay or packaging solution partner, to enhance your e-commerce journey. And in Malaysia, DHL Express, we are operating 4 dedicated aircraft out from Malaysia daily. So meaning to say that we very rare to have a offload issue, because we have these 4 aircraft is dedicated to fly for DHL Express, the shipment out from Malaysia. Yeah, and we have 6 gateway in around Malaysia, 1 in north, 2 in center, and then south we got 1, and also in East Malaysia we have another 2 to handling your shipment effectively. And also all our colleagues here in DHL Express, we are trained, and also we are certified for international shipping, and also our facilities is certified by the Transporter Asset Protection Association, where meaning to say that when you are shipping with DHL Express, your shipment security and also the safety is guaranteed, right? And also we have our service center and also retail outlet around Malaysia, where we have 20 service center and also more than 110 retail outlet. Yeah. And when you ship with DHL Express, we have several tools for you to manage your shipment at your convenience. So firstly is My DHL Plus. So My DHL Plus is actually a very powerful tool where you can create your shipment value and also custom document, for example, the shipping label and also the commercial invoice in the system itself. And the same system can help you to check your track your shipment, or even if say you want to schedule a pickup or get a quotation from DHL Express, all can be done in one single system called My DHL Plus. Or if say you are already DHL account customer and you will regularly send to a same receiver at the destination country. For example, you always send to Mr. A in America, and you no need to every time key in their address. You can actually save their address, the regular receiver address in the address book. So every time you can just select the address, and then you can just proceed on your on creating your shipment review. And also, if say you would like to do a monthly review or a quarterly review on your shipping, you can also download your shipment history and also the address book to the Excel template for you to do the analysis. Yeah. And next is on our DHL Express Commerce. If say you are not selling only on your own website, or if you are also doing multi-channel, for example, you at the same time you have your own website, you're selling in eBay, and also maybe you are selling in Amazon also, you can actually manage your shipment all in one place. So DHL Express Commerce is basically a e-commerce integration application where you can connect to the leading platform, so that you can pull the order to the system itself, and then manage or generate the shipment value through a single system. So it's very is your shipment managing process where you can sell everywhere and ship with DHL Express from one place. And for your buyer, because we understand that for buyer buying experience is a key factor for e-commerce growth. So DHL Express, we actually have a tools called on-demand delivery service for your offered to your buyer at no cost at all. This tools is free for all the e-commerce seller who are shipping with DHL Express, where we offer the delivery option to the receiver. So prior to the shipment out from our facility or from our service center for the delivery, the receiver or the buyer, they will actually receive an email or a SMS mentioning that their parcel is on their way at this hour and when will be delivered. So if say your buyer or the receiver is not available at that moment, or that mentioned time frame, they can actually reschedule for the delivery. They can either change the delivery date, or they can actually change the address. Or if say they don't mind to leave the shipment in a safe place, or live with the neighbor or the guard, they can actually do the same. Or even say some European country, they might go for a summer vacation. So DHL Express, we also provide the vacation hold for a certain time of period. And all these tools are free of charge. We offer for our e-commerce seller who are selling e-commerce and ship with DHL Express. Yep. And now everyone is talking about go green, or go sustainability. So DHL Express, we also have a system called paperless trade, where you are not required to attach any physical document on your shipment itself. Meaning to say that you only need to print out when you're shipping with DHL Express, you only need to print out the shipment label and stay on the shipment itself. And for the commercial invoice, for the paperwork itself, right, you can actually scan through the system and as an image to DHL Express. And once we receive all the document, we will start generating start the clearance process. So this PLT is very helpful. Firstly, is on the saving the cost, because there are no so much paper need to be printed, and secondly also reduce the human handling error, because if you're attaching a physical document on the shipment itself, right, there might be chances for missing document, or some damage on the document itself. So we really encourage our customer to utilize our online tool for say the PLT, or using DHL our commercial invoice template for the shipping document. And also for custom clearance and also custom requirement, we have a system called DHL Trade Automation Services, where this system actually allow our customer, or even not existing account customer, but you just need to go and register account in this system. You can actually understand on the custom information and also the trade requirement for a particular country. For say now, I would like to penetrate Papua New Guinea. I would like to understand, is it my product when go into Papua New Guinea, is it need any additional document, or is there any specific requirement from the custom itself? I can actually put in the keyword and then select the particular country. I can know the requirement. And also a very heavy part for the e-commerce seller is on the duty and tax. This system can basically help you to get the estimated duty and tax amount, where you will need to put in the description of the product. It also guided by from the system itself, and then you can get the estimated duty and tax a percentage for your product to go into that particular country. And from there, you can actually plan out for your costing, for your e-commerce selling costing, and also come up a pricing strategy so that you can have a margin still, and yet you can minimize the dispute from customer on in terms of duty and tax. Yep. So it's a quick sharing for myself. And shall you have any inquiry, or you would like to understand more about DHL Express services, please scan this QR code and drop us an email or a line so that we can proceed, we can further our communication from here. I will pass back to Philip. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Soming, for the sharing. Now, last but certainly not the least, we have Mr. Edgar Leong from Axis. Now, Edgar is the director of Axis with more than 20 years of experience in the field, and he started off from the sales department under electronic industry and then specializes in pharma line for more than 15 years. Today, he has expanded into both offline and online channel as e-commerce play an essential role for business expansion. His expertise lies in formulating business expansion strategies in pharmaceutical and e-commerce. And today, he'll be sharing with us what Axis does as a Matrade e-aggregator and the end-to-end solution for SME to do cross-border businesses. So Edgar, please take it away.
Thank you, Phillips. First of all, thank you so much for organizing this, especially the Payoneer. And also, I would like to say a very good morning to all my fellow panelists today. And the most important is all of the participants today. Yeah, thank you for joining us and staying through with us. Now, I believe for most of us has been here and to understand about the e-commerce. First of all, eBay has also already mentioned when you talk about worldwide marketplace, they are there. All right. And secondly, when you talk about transport, freight, DHL is already there. Yeah. And thirdly, how do you get your tickets? All right, or your fuel to go there. So Matrade is there. So they are the one who actually supporting, a lot of SMEs. And very importantly, I would like to ask you this question. How do you actually reach to your customers? Now that is a question where every one of you or SMEs or reseller might need to think about. So let me share with you ACES. So what do we do? All right. And how do we actually support our SME today? Okay, now let me go through the slide with you. So we have been in the industry for the last 15 years, and throughout the journey, the founder started this company a very tough situation. And having said this, today we are one of the most complete e-commerce ecosystem that we help a lot of SMEs and also resellers. Now I will actually share with you for SMEs. All right, because we already help a lot of SMEs, more than a few hundred SMEs to go on board for cross-border. And we manage for a lot of SMEs, logistics, fulfillment, and a lot of others support that we have given to them. Now, if you look at reseller, now what is reseller? Reseller is the person who sells products. And how do we actually get this reseller, which I will share with you in my next slide. Yeah, what this reseller do and support the brand owners today. All right, and very importantly, thank you to all our partners, because we have been leveraging on the partners' infrastructure, like DHL, Payoneer, and Matrade. That's how we can actually move along till today. So let me drop some pain point. All right, have you ever wondered? A lot of brand owners today or SMEs, they wanted to go online, but why they are not able to do that? All right, because there are a lot of pain points. One of the pain points is actually on the technological barriers. You do not know how to set up, integrate between the offline and online business. All right. And very importantly, all of you are not ready. Why? Because you tell me that you want to do online e-commerce, but along the way, do you actually spend on your infrastructure? So there are the things that a lot of brand owners are not ready to do that because they don't have budget. One of the main reasons they don't have budget, they don't have proper system, you know, and also very importantly, they don't have the logistic so-called fulfillment. When you deliver something to US, for example, you need to have a very good logistics and the very low cost. All right. When I say low cost means so that your product will be competitive in that market. Otherwise, if you don't have this, that it will be challenging for you. Yeah. And most of the time, your packaging are not in par with the market because when you see, you're not competing in Malaysia anymore. You are competing in global now. So you need to make sure your packaging actually at par with a lot of international brands. All right. So what are the benefits? I believe Somin just shared a bit about why are we going e-commerce. Yeah. So what are benefits when we go e-commerce? Very importantly, international expansion. So when you expand your market internationally, then you're talking about increasing your revenue. Now, that is what you're looking at, right? At the end, your bottom line, your profit, how much you want to make. So that is the reason why you must go e-commerce. And very importantly, you maximize your selling of your products. All right. We all know the products that you have could be 80-20 rules. Yeah, 80% of your sales come from 20% of your products. That is in Malaysia, for example. So what happened to the 80% of products that do not sell? So that is opportunity now. You can actually bring this 80% that product cannot sell. When you sell into global like e-commerce, there are demands. All right, that is where you increase your market. That is what I'm saying here. And very importantly, when you increase your market, you need to have your, what we call it, your customer base. Now that is where a lot of people, why they wanted to go e-commerce. Okay. Now, so for e-commerce, there are a few challenges. Number one, I will talk about products first, because a lot of time, a lot of marketers, especially in Malaysia today, especially when they do offline, all right, they are having challenges to position the products. How do they position the products? Example, yeah, you have a noodles, organic noodles, for example. So in Malaysia, where do you place organic noodles? So you go and find those big markets like Jaya Grocer, Village Grocer, for example. They are the organic segment there, right? But what happened when you go e-commerce? Where is your segment? Now, a lot of fundamental mistake that people make is they list their product, their organic noodles, into the mass category, which is the instant noodle category. Now, that is wrong. So that's why I'm saying you cannot go to that particular positioning. So this is where, again, the product's effect. How do you represent your product in terms of photography, infographics? If you notice, a lot of people actually list product in eBay, actually just take a photo of the products and they put the front, back, up and top photos. But does it mean anything to you? If you're a consumer, especially when you do not know the brand, would you be able to show that to your customers? Or do they know what is that about? So that is why over here, a lot of infographic is required. All right, I would say marketing infographic. Now, how do you do a sales template? How do you package your products? And how do you actually, what we call it, list your product in bulk? Okay, that is where on the product side. And secondly, the marketplace. Why? Because when you need a marketplace like eBay, but hey, when you go to eBay, you must know where to put to. All right, you cannot simply just put your product into one of the category and you say, hey, I already listed in eBay. There are a lot of things that you do not know and you don't have the expertise to do that. All right. And thirdly, do you have a salesperson to do for you? All right. In Malaysia, offline, what you can do is you can employ any salesperson to do it for you. All right. Like for example, Nestle, they have many salesperson to run for them, to sell for them. But when I talk about marketplace, you can't employ anyone to do it for you except yourself, right? So that's why over here, you need to have a market, so-called a salesperson that are ready to sell for you. Now, I will share with you later, yeah? When I say the salesperson ready means he's already ready, okay? And you need to have a very competitive shipping rate. As I mentioned, if let's say a kilo of, let's say a box of organic noodles, you want to sell it into US, it might cost you about $40 US, but your noodles only cost you $10. So are you able to sell your $10 noodles with $40 of shipping costs? You can't. So that's the reason why I will share with you the economic sharing, the sharing economic that we have, that we can bring you there. All right. And very importantly, you must have a community of resellers that are ready to list abroad for you. Okay. So these are the three main things. Now, having said this, the last 15 years that we have come up with a very complete, I would say, a complete solution, or we call it the ecosystem, that how we help them. Now, number one, the product is actually product diversification. Now, that is where we actually help a lot of SME. Example, we do have an SME 3 years ago. They listed one product, I still remember, is tea products. They listed into eBay. At that time, they wanted to sell only one product. You know, it's how challenging is that? Okay, one product and does not meet the international standards. But having said this, today, that brand itself, they have more than 10 SKUs. All right, how do they actually do that? Because they already found the market in global. So that's why I'm saying product diversification that we will do for our brand owners. And very importantly, the academy program, because for the last 15 years, we have trained more than thousands of resellers. All right, when I say 1,000 resellers, means thousands of salesmen are ready in our platform, will help you to list your product into global. Now, imagine today you have, let's say, when you open up eBay, you look at the listing, you only see 1 or 2 listings. Do you feel impressed? You won't. But today, if I tell you, if you open up the listing and you see thousands of listings in eBay, are you convinced? Even though it's a new brand, yeah? But for people in global, they will see this as, hey, this brand must be somebody. So that's the reason why the last 15 years that we have prepared for our academy, we have trained more than 1,000 resellers that are there to help you. All right. And thirdly, which is the cross-border e-commerce enablement. That's how we bring you to the global. Yeah. That's why you need to have this. And very importantly, ASIS are there to bring you to the right marketplace. All right. Like eBay, we will bring you there so that we can leverage on your global and local marketplace, deliver positive results. That's what we're looking at. All right. And very importantly, the complete logistics. Why? Because most of you thought you have a logistic. Yes. But how do you deliver from end to end? That is the question. Is it efficient? Number one, is the packaging meet the criteria? Are you packing in the right way to send it out to your consumer? And do you actually use the express courier? When I say express courier, means 3 days you can reach global. Do you have that? All right. So this is something that in our platform, we all prepare for all this. And very importantly, the order fulfillment. When you have an order, for example, when you have one order, you don't feel anything. But today, when you have hundreds of orders, do you know how long does it take for you to pick and pack and send it out? It could be 1 day. All right. So that's why I'm saying order fulfillment in our platform, we will help you to manage, because we send more than thousands of parcels every day to global. All right. And very importantly, the digital SMA digitalization. As I mentioned just now, you need to have a proper infographic, proper sales template, and this is where we'll attract your crowd. Okay, that's why I'm saying, how do you reach to your customers? That's what we do here. All right. And very importantly, we do have this e-commerce management system that will track from top to toe. You can even see exactly where your shipment, has it been picked up, and what time it picked up. So it's all there in our system. So we have a system that link together, in fact, directly with eBay. All right. So these are the 8 tools that you will need for global marketplace. Now, besides this, I would like to say that for the last 15 years, thank you so much to Matrade, because they have appointed us as one of their aggregator in Malaysia. So what we do, we help a lot of SMEs, especially during a bad time, yeah, during the MCO, because they can't go overseas. So they rely heavily on e-commerce. So that's why Matrade, thank you so much for being there for all the SMEs. And we are there to help, partnering with Matrade to bring all this SME there. All right. And secondly, besides Matrade, we do have MDAC, another government official department that they appointed ASIS as their national strategic roadmap partner. So in other words, anything related to e-commerce, all right, will be there to have the solution for SMEs. All right. Now, Again, eBay, I would like to say thank you to eBay, especially the person in charge, Lei Jing. She's very supportive. Why? Because throughout the years of the journey, in fact, you look at trophy here, we are being awarded, in year 2015, the only award given to Malaysia, so-called aggregator in Malaysia, So we are the only, actually, what we call a global so-called partners for e-commerce too, for eBay, All right. So very importantly, and over here, I would like to say this, okay? When you look at the from eBay point of view, they need a lot of resellers and a lot of brand owners over here. But again, when you talk about listing into eBay, you need to have the know-how. That is very important. Okay, so that's the reason why, and very importantly, eBay, when you come to Axis, we have a very good support for our SMEs. Why? Because as a normal resellers or normal SMEs, when you list product into eBay, you only have 2,000 selling limit. Okay, now today, when you come to with Axis, you will have 650,000 of selling limit. So you can list thousands of products into eBay. Just like just now have been shared by Lei Jing, the helmet from Indonesia. I believe they have more than thousands of helmets and different varieties. And if you look at their listing value, it could be more than 100 over thousands. So in order to be successful, you must be able to list many products into eBay without any constraint. So over here, eBay, thank you so much for your support. And we are able to support our SME and reseller to have higher credit limit. Just like bank today, if they give you higher credit limit, you have more opportunity to sell product, to make more money, right? So that you can bring in more products. So same thing with eBay. Over here, you can have very high selling limits in eBay, all right, via our platform today. Now, very important, as I said, DHL, without forgetting about them, because DHL give us a very good rate, very attractive rate that you can't resist. And because of the volume that we have been given to DHL, and because of that, we get a very good special rate from support from DHL. And with the saving in terms of courier rate, we can actually transfer it back to people like you, the resellers, the brand owners, so that you can ship up your goods at a very good rate, right? That is what support has been given to DHL, all right? Now, so over here, a lot of people ask, hey, actually, is there any company are able to support brand owners to go for on board? Yes, there is, all right? So ASIS is here today. So we help a lot of partners, and as I said, to make sure they reach to their customers, and that is very fundamental, where your sales will come from. So today, proudly say this, we are, in fact, this was last year's statistic, So we are covering 127 countries in the world. So we are not only shipping to US, we also ship to countries like South Africa, Middle East, even countries like Tanzania, those are very outskirts countries. So-called small countries, but we do cover. So that's why we are able to globalize your business over here. And very importantly, last year, we are proudly to tell you, we have shipped out more than 356,000 of parcel last year to the global, all right? So over here, how do we do for the brand owners, all right? Just a quick sharing. Under the program, we have few things that we'd like to share. How do we onboard our so-called SMEs? Number one is the preparation stage. That's where we will do what we call it, opening your account in eBay, how to create your account and open up the payment gateway like Payoneer, and how do we ungate certain categories, all right? So this is very important for the preparation stage. The next one, what we do is actually the product and sales marketing. We will use your product to do product positioning, and our marketer will come and tell you, hey, your product will position in this such a way, and this is how we're going to sell products, all right? We will do packages because you don't sell one unit, all right? When you sell, let's say, supplement, you might sell 10, 20, or 30 packs to your customers so that you can have a leverage on your saving for your courier, all right? So over here, we do photography, infographic, and all this for you. And very important, thirdly, we will do the listing, help you to do listing into your store. So we will help you that, all right? So we will optimize your listing. We will make sure that we have a bulk listing into eBay as well. All right, let's say you have thousands product, we can list it within minutes through your store. We have the system to do that. So that's why you need to be here. All right, and very importantly, we are managing your logistics. You don't need to make sure, because when you have orders, hundreds, thousands orders, you don't need to crack your head. All right, hey, I have this problem. How do I deliver stock? So all your stocks, we will have a logistics for you to keep the stocks in our warehouse. All right, but not big quantity. Yeah, just safety level will do. So we will do pick and pack, and when there's an order from your store, we will actually ship it out directly, and 3 days we will reach global in 3 days. All right, that's what our promise to our customers. So some of you maybe want us to manage for you monthly. We do have that monthly managing services that we will do for partners if you need it. All right. Now, I just give a few examples. These are example infographic that a lot of you might not understand, yeah, because this looks simple, but again, there are tricks on it. You look at this, the first one, medical devices, the bestseller. So what consumer would normally look at is actually the name, the terms of bestseller. So they will catch their eyes. And they look at second one, Italy brand, and 2 years warranty. So these are all, we call it marketing infographic, not pictures, yeah? So we will do for you, all right? And second, home appliances, we have chopping board, and also we have the third one, household product. This is number one, cockroach, so-called insect manufacturers, repellent manufacturers in Japan. They come to us as well, all right? So we help them to manage their accounts. So besides this, we also have supplements. That is like Cell Labs is Malaysia #1 supplement brands that we help them to manage for global. Quest UK, big brand for supplements. We also help them to manage for global. And we also have skincare, right? So anyone who has skincare can come to us. We are there to help you as well. All right. So these are the few examples of the infographic that I'd like to share with you. It means a lot to the consumers, because when the consumer comes to you, they click to your store, whether they want to click to your store, it will take them 3 to 5 seconds to click. If not, they miss it. You don't have a nice infographic, they'll miss it. All right. So that's why these are very important infographic that we prepared. So for today, all right, can you start selling in internationally? Yes, you can. So under the Matrade program, thank you so much to Matrade. They are giving you the tickets now, 5,000 worth of tickets that you can actually come to us as an onboarding process. All right. Now for our normal processes, we will actually have 5,999, and with Matrade 5,000 rebate. All right. Now you only pay 999. But today, under special request, we work with Payoneer as a host today. So we like to expand this, our special gratitude to them, and we will offer this to our SME today. So for today, it's practically free. Why? Because we don't charge you 599, we only charge you 5,000, and we discount 999 today. All right. So at zero cost today, you come to us, you can go to global 127 countries in the world. Do you want it? If you want it, yes, you will keep contact with our staff later. Yeah. So the 5,000 will be claimed by Matrade. Yeah. So you will be reimbursed by Matrade. So you have to pay 5,000 to come in today, and you can claim your 5,000 ringgit for Matrade. So practically it's zero cost today. All right. So only for today. Yeah. All right. So that's it, my presentation. And thank you so much for all of you still being here. And if anyone have any question later, please come to our Q&A shortly. And thank you so much. Back to you, Phillips.
Thank you so much, Edgar. Thanks for the sharing. So, okay, so let's do this now. Okay, so now let's go straight into the Q&A. We actually do have a lot of questions that was being sent in. So maybe if I may, I would like to start with Edward. Edward, I hope you're still there. There are a few questions coming in for Matrade. So I think the first question is, for exporting, does Matrade help with the product registration as well? Edward, are you there?
Yeah, for product registration, In terms of financial assistance, we don't provide any help in terms of product registration. SMEs will have to register their products on their own, but should they need any contacts or directions from us, our advisory unit will be more than happy to assist the companies in guiding them on how to register their products.
Okay. And then I think the other question for Matrade is, if the company has already received the incentive under the previous eTrade program, do they still qualify for the Matrade 2.0 program?
Currently, as it is, the company that have received the incentive before are no longer eligible for the onboarding scheme, the 5,000 ringgit. But the company can still apply for the digital marketing and training scheme of 30,000 ringgit for digital marketing purposes to give their listings a better exposure to digital marketing means.
Okay. Last one for you, Edward. Like if they are already an existing Matrade member, does the company automatically qualify for the program?
Okay. The short answer is no. Because to be a Matrade member, there's not much criteria. You just need to be registered with the SSM, Surrender Syarikat Malaysia. But for eTrade and other grants as well, there are additional criteria that companies need to meet. So it doesn't automatically qualify you, but being a member is one grants.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Edward. Next we have several questions for Lejin from eBay. So I think the first question is very logistics driven. So I think the question is how are the shipping rates determined when they sell on eBay? Who are the courier partners that eBay has, and can the seller actually choose their own courier partners if they provide better pricing?
Yeah, so the shipping rate is really actually decided by the agreement that you sign with the courier. On eBay is very simple. If you want to charge shipping, you can list down the amount on the listing itself. But if you want to provide free shipping, you can do so as well. So the agreement on the shipping rates is between the courier service. In this case, would be DHL with the sellers itself. Right, eBay is just like a platform. We do not get involved in the shippings. Right. On who are the courier partners that eBay has? We have a couple of logistic partners, and the thing one to call out today would definitely be DHL Express. Yes, you can choose other external courier if they provide better pricing. The buyer can choose their own shipping method as well. It's all in the eBay interface that can do it easily. But one thing I would like to call out is that for the shipping, it is highly recommended, if not compulsory, for the shipping to be trackable. Right, if you opt for a service that do not have a tracking services, it's actually not so good when it comes to listing optimization and the search ranking.
Okay, thanks for that. The next question for eBay would be, what are the requirements to join the eBay Business Seller Program?
The requirement is simple. As long as you are a business registered sellers in Malaysia, you have SSM, you have multiple inventories, SKUs, minimum of 50, as well as if you have a dedicated team or dedicated support that can commit full-time, want people to manage the store full-time, that's the requirement to join the program.
Okay, thanks a lot, Lejin. There's a comment from the Q&A that they have a eBay store and is currently not doing as well as they hope. I think this is where Edgar's expertise may come into play. So maybe at the end of the session, you guys can contact Edgar's team directly to see how we can better help with your eBay business store. So next, Swamin, some questions for DHL flowing through as well. So I think a lot of consensus is on shipping rates. So like shipping rates is always one of the biggest concern of sellers when they do e-commerce selling. So I think the question is, does DHL Express offer any curated e-commerce shipping solution for these sellers?
Yes, hi, this is Elvin. Since 2016, we've had a e-commerce onboarding and a package which allows the seller, we give you good pricing upfront, and then we review with you your strategy and your game plan in up to 6 months. And these are usually catered for both B2C and B2B. Apart from that, you also have a dedicated account manager that will walk you through every step of the way as you get onto this e-commerce journey. Yeah, when it comes to logistics, yeah.
Okay, thanks, Alvin. One more question though, if I may.
Yeah, sure.
One of our participants is actually planning to ship bulky item, but it is in very small quantity. So they are asking like, is this something that DHL Express can support? Bulky item, but in small quantity.
No quantity is small for us. Every shipment counts. So yes, we do have, we carry anything from 500 grams all the way to 3 tons, maybe 1 shipment per customer or 1,000 shipments per customer. Not an issue. Just reach out to us. I've just listed my email there, my team's group email, bizdev@dhl.com, and we can talk further.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Alvin.
No problem.
Okay, so moving on, some questions for Edgar. So Edgar, earlier, I think one of the standout slide that you shown was the zero cost that Axis will provide. I think one of the question is what's going to happen after that? What is the subsequent pricing after that zero costing?
Okay, thank you so much, Phillips. Actually, there's no catch here, yeah. So what I shared just now is actually it's really zero cost. Why? Because along the way, we have seen a lot of SMEs. I would say till today, they are still suffering in a way. So that's why our management have come to this conclusion or come to this special package that whatever Matrade support, the 5,000 ringgit, we actually take it as a cost. And for us, it's actually, we wanted more SME to go on board. That is our, align with Matrade, so-called their direction, wanted to help SMEs today. So there's no cost, additional cost. What you need to pay is 5,000 ringgit, and after that you claim it from Matrade, so they'll reimburse that 5,000 ringgit. But as I said, if you want to move forward further, for example, in terms of management, your key account, so that will be the next stage if you want us to help. But as I said, during the training itself, when we do onboarding, we will train your staff to do that. So you don't need to worry about paying extra. If you can manage your own, that will be good. Because honestly, we want you to learn and do it yourself rather than for us to manage. Yeah. Okay. So basically, it's a zero cost.
All right. Thanks, Edgar. One more question that may potentially needs your advice on this. So we have one participant from a pharmaceutical manufacturer, and her question is how can they work on a B2B model to find suitable distribution partner for their product?
Very good question, because I do have a lot of SME ask me this. Yeah. Practically when we do, you see, when you sell in eBay, we are talking very much in terms of B2C segment. All right, so that's where you deal directly to the consumer. But having said this, as usual, when the consumer in that particular countries, when they like your products, they are convinced with that, and they wanted to become a special partner with you. So normally what they do is they will actually go and search you. All right, they will search your baby website or something like that. So from there, they will actually directly will talk to you, and they will look into the B2B segment. Because B2B, you must understand there are a few requirements here. Because B2B, you need to have a registration, for example, especially for pharmaceuticals. You need to register your products under the Ministry of Health Authority. So you need to do that first. So that's why the B2B segment will be the next stage. That the people will actually help you to guide you on how do they do registration, just like in Malaysia. All right. But having said this, among so many years that we have gone through, we do see a number of success factor. A success story behind is where a lot of brand owners manage to get their B2B customer via the B2C now. So I believe maybe Lei Jing would like to add on this. I'm sure you are. So there could be a possibility for B2B over here. Yeah. Okay, Lei Jing.
There is definitely a possibility for B2B and
Yes.
B2C on eBay platform alone. We have a lot of business and industrial sellers selling in eBay, and the target profile that they are the target buyer profile that they are looking at, right, is really businesses, right? Auto parts, you know, there are so many types of this type of buyers in US or even from the world. Because at the other part of the world, right, DIY, do it yourself, is actually a big trend, right? Instead of going to the workshop to fix their items, they would prefer to actually order the equipment or the accessories online and fix it themselves. This is really because the labor costs in the United States, in the United Kingdom, are way more higher as compared to what we are seeing here in Southeast Asia.
Thanks a lot, Lei Jing, and thanks, Edgar. Okay, actually, that's all about the time we have for the Q&A session today. Sorry if you couldn't get to all the questions that were being submitted, but at the end of this webinar, there will be a post email wherein we will include all the presentations and the contact person of our presenters today. So you may still contact the respective organization after this if you have further questions for them. In the meanwhile, I do want to extend our gratitude to Edward, Lei-Jin, Suomin, and Edgar for joining us today. And to the participants, we hope that you find this sharing session with you today very useful and insightful. And of course, we hope to see you again in our next webinar. So again, this is brought to you by Payoneer. Do follow us and all our speakers today on the social media platforms, and do reach out to us if you have any other questions. So with that, thank you so much, and we hope to see you again.